How do you think Ange did in his first season at Spurs?
Well, first thing I'll say is that we transformed the atmosphere
Yeah.
from a sort of dire, dull, sort of boring um, experience. It transformed us from that into a team that sort of um, lit up the league, if you like. Those first 9, 10 games were incredible. From that moment on, when we played Chelsea, I have to say that it would have been a very, very interesting season if the Chelsea game had not happened, i.e., the sending off, the suspensions, etc., the injuries. And because at that point we were playing absolutely amazing. The the Chelsea game, for instance, in the first half hour, we absolutely 3 or 4 up. We were incredible that day, and then it just all fell apart when Romero got sent off, um, and then injuries, and suddenly the momentum was lost. We went on a bad run while playing quite well. Went on a bad run, and then we sort of never really quite regained that same intensity, that same quality. Um, and while along the way there was still some great performances, some great results, we never really rediscovered um, that consistency required to compete at the top of the league. But how do I rate his first season? I think it's been a revelation. I think it's been a joy to be part of. He's a wonderful man. I went to a lunch with him um, when we were celebrating the 1984 40-year anniversary. And I was standing talking to Graham Roberts and Paul Miller, and all of a sudden this guy tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hello, Mickey, how are you?" I turned like, blimey, how did Ange know me? Years ago, 40 years ago. And he says, "Hello, Mickey." Then he turns to Graham, "Hello, Graham, hello, Paul." I was like, I was blown away here. So, and what an absolute gentleman. And he was flat honoured to be sharing the same room as us. He told us stories about his dad when they were young and how they used to watch us, and incredible. So, yeah, he's the right man for the job. Um, and given time, I really think he's going to transform this club into winning trophies. He's got such a wonderful philosophy. That doesn't mean that I agree with all of his philosophies. I think what he preaches is wonderful. It's in the greatest of Tottenham's traditions. But also, I think there needs to be a sort of a two-dimensional approach, i.e., when we've got the ball, carry on doing what you're doing. But when we haven't got the ball, we have to actually shut up shop, get ourselves. I always the fist as a description of how a football game should be played. So that's when you haven't got the ball. You're tight, you're locked tight. There's no spaces, no gaps anywhere. And when you've got the ball, you flourish. You open up, you spread wide, you spread long, you spread deep, and you create spaces and gaps in the opposition. And I think that if he adopts those two philosophies, i.e., that when you've got the ball, tight as you can when you haven't, there's no reason why we can't go on and win things because we've got very, very good players.
I did see your photos when you met Ange, and I was like, "Oh my God, Jim, Mickey's been with Ange," because he does come across as such a personable human. He come when he talks, he sounds like a fan, and I think that's where a lot of us sort of engage with him because he seems such a genuine soul. You could just tell he's a good guy.
Oh, I can't speak highly enough of him. He's a gentleman. He's respectful, pride. He behaves impeccably. He speaks with such wisdom. Um, he really is an amazing guy. And some people you wish from the bottom of your heart success to. He's
Yeah,
one. I
yeah.
of wishing them anything but the best of successes because he's really that lovely.
Yeah, I mean, me and Jimbo are massive fans. We're obviously having this YouTube channel. You get all sorts of people in here. I get a lot of people now, even now, saying they want Ange out already, which I find incredible. But that's humans. They want
Yeah,
instant success.
I think that modern day society, modern ways of thinking, particularly in football, is sort of we're sort of guided that way that we want instant success. When you go back through history and look through time, in general, the the great Alex Ferguson, who's one of the greatest ever, took him 5 years to win a trophy for Manchester United. So I sort of think to myself that we don't we have to be patient. We have to let it build. We have to let it grow. If we get early success, great. But what we mustn't do is get early success at the expense of long-term success. Because
Exactly.
don't go hand in hand. I've been part of teams, and I've seen teams throughout our history have short-term success. They win a trophy, they win two trophies, they win three trophies, and it's all over. We go another 7, 8, 9, 10 years without winning a trophy. That's not what we want. What we want is a team and a club built and geared for long-term success. So that means winning trophies every year, every second year, rather than a quick fix of, oh yeah, we've just won a trophy and now we're not going to win another one for 24 years. No, we can't. We have to be patient. We have to give Ange the opportunity to build his own team, get his own players, and allow them players to flourish in the way that Ange wants to play the game, which is perfect for all us Tottenham fans. So for me, I hope he's given 5 years to succeed because he's worthy of that opportunity, and I'd love to see him here for the next 5 years and transform us into that team right at the very top of the table.